Welcome back to the channel for your source of Marvel Strike Force information for players who plan first and spend the values there. It often isn't, so most of my advice is useful for free to play. My primary game goal is preparing for Dark Dimension 4 to team up Doctor Doom with the Fantastic Four. Hopefully we'll learn more about that soon. Didn't really learn much about it in Strike Time yesterday, but I'll mention that. But for now, I want to talk about Anti-Venom and the symbiotes. So just starting out here, they're awesome. As you can see here this morning, I took out a 535k Asgardian team who's trying to defend an armory. My Gear Tier 14 70k less symbiote team really annihilated them. I mean, all they got off at the beginning, they took out Carnage. Anti-Venom brought him right back up, and from that point forward, it was kind of a joke of a match. They really do annihilate the Asgardian team. So that just tells you right there. I am behind Anti-Venom. I did get one of his offers. I think he's really great, and that was kind of influenced by I finished my timed run of Dark Dimension 3. When I hit the city nodes, I had Symbiote Spider-Man, Carnage, Venom, and Scream all at Gear Tier 14 plus Ghost Rider. And I hit the city nodes, and I one-shot all 4 of them. Ghost Rider eventually died, but the 4 symbiotes, not even with the 5th, with Anti-Venom, the 4 symbiotes one-shot all 4 of those nodes. One morning. I walked away stunned. I had finished the last Cosmic node, 4 city nodes, one day. It was crazy. It felt really great. But with that in my belt, I definitely felt like, hey man, if 4 symbiotes are that good, what's 5? 5's got to be amazing. It is, though my low star Anti-Venom isn't helping a lot yet, but let's just talk about the event real quick. So to get the most you can out of the event, which is, I mean, not terribly, it's not you'll at least unlock if you didn't buy the offer. I'm hoping to possibly get to 5-star. I got some decent red stars, and I'll show that in a minute, but what it means, like to clear everything, it takes 41,400 of the event points. Now there's a really terrible exchange rate for the event points versus the jack-o'-lantern shards, or whatever they're called, the fright light frag shards. Like it takes 2,000 shards to get 1 orb that's worth 666 points. So that's a terrible exchange rate. So it takes a lot. The raid milestones, if we can clear all of them, which is not clear yet that we can, but we are on my alliance is on track to try to clear all of them. Is worth 10,500 over the event of the 126,000 that we need. So not even 10%. If we get the same 4,000 or 2 orbs in all 3 of the character blitzes, then that's worth 12,000. So not quite 10%, but nice. Got 10 days, that's 10,000 each day. 10,000 each day. And like most of the ones that you see drop are 50 to 100. They do go up to 150, 350, 500, 1,000, 2,000. I haven't seen a lot of the higher denominations this morning, but I definitely saw quite a few of those yesterday on Friday. So to get those, you have to do, 8,900 of them each day. So I mean, if you get a bunch of 2,000s, great, but you're not going to get a bunch of 2,000s. If you get a few, it may bring up the average. I've got a very conservative number of an average of 75 here. Maybe it pulls up. I've seen 90 something used. I mean, it's not a lot different. It's still a lot of blitz. So 119 blitz. I'm blitzing a lot. Tier 1, I just go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I fail 1 and stay at level Tier 1. I also use my symbiote team and my power armor teams because they are full event character teams with the free blitz refreshes each day to try to get through those as fast as possible. It's very easy to get through the daily Dream Warrior Blitz milestones if you're trying to get through all of the milestones. If you're shooting for this 8,900 a day, this getting through the Dream Warrior Blitz milestones is nothing. So, but that's what it takes. What I see is 119. Right now, I'm actually ahead of that pace. Kind of had a slow Friday yesterday, so So Friday at my real job. And also my kids were doing great and gotten to go back into real school for a little while. So I had some time and kind of knocked out a bit more than what I needed to clock through that day. But yet, looking at my specific symbiote team, they are really fun to play. Like, I really enjoy playing them. I lucked out when I finished my time run. I think 50 alien spores dropped. So I was like, well, I guess I better take Anti-Venom up. Although now I'm really nervous, because if we require more alien spores to take this team to gear tier 15 for Dark Dimension 4, then that could take a lot of spores, because it went from 12 to 24 from gear tier 13 to 14. If gear tier 15 is more than 24, or, I mean, I can hope for 0 and have some new kind of gear that steps in there and it's difficult to get. I don't want to get more than 24 alien spores times a team of 5, because I got pretty lucky, and I don't want to try to be that lucky anymore. But this team is fantastic. I use them in Ultima 7. Right now we're not running Ultima 7.5 because it's just a bit too hard to use all of the event characters with, and most of my Alliance is not yet completed Dark Dimension 3 to have a chance at having all the materials to do a Gear Tier 14 team. Like, I literally didn't have to use any mini uniques for Anti-Venom. I had all of the full pieces available for him when he was getting geared up. But they're fantastic. Like, I just wholeheartedly, and I've got solid red stars. I got 6 red stars for Scream that popped in, 5 for Anti-Venom. While I was hunting for Anti-Venom, a couple other nice things happened. Getting ready for the Pimtech team, my Ant-Man picked up 6 red stars somehow. The next orb after Ant-Man, I picked up 6 red stars on She-Hulk, which I have not yet unlocked yet, but I'll unlock after the end of her with 3 stars soon. And when she becomes farmable, maybe by that time I'm bored of my Fantastic Four team on offense, and I'll just, make a monster. If they fix her neck graphics, this neck graphics is just super creepy. I know other people have talked about it too, but it's just something just wrong. Like, the proportions, like, the body all makes sense, the head is too big, and there's no neck. Like, I don't understand. But yeah, I got great red stars for her. I finished almost all of my leveling projects to Gear Tier 12 that I'm willing to do right now. I did Ant-Man and Wasp in preparation for the Pimtech team. I don't even need Yo-Yo now. It's so funny. I never had enough stars to warrant working Yo-Yo. Now I don't need her because I either use Thanos and Ebony Maw and Symbiote Spider-Man, Black Bolt, which I did level tier 5 striker. He's so awesome. And Minerva, who I still want to try to get to 7 star. But yeah, I'm just farming Negasonic and Ironheart. But yeah, the symbiote event is fantastic. It's helping me get more Ironheart shards. I think for the first time in a long time, the event orb has got 5 or 6 characters that I do not have at 7 star. So I'm happy to keep working on it. If I get some Electro or Ironheart or Proxima or Taskmaster or Zemo or Anti-Venom, all those are great. Like, it's much different than, say, the Alphabet Raids, where none of the characters in any of the orbs is helpful to my roster. It's like everything in the milestone orbs except for Symbiote Spider-Man and Coulson is useless to my roster. But this event orb is great. So, the more I work on it, the more orbs I get it, and the chance for it to help my roster. But that's kind of the lowdown, especially on, what do we need to do to accomplish this event. Just blitz the heck out of it. I would also mention that here in Strike Time, I was fairly disappointed about what they talked about. Like, here, for a very long time, they talked about ISO 8. Great, it's been in the game for a while. I don't need them to tell me about something that's been there for a while. What did they tell us about Dark Dimension 4? Almost nothing, except that there would be nodes that can't use legendary characters. So, first of all, I think that sucks. But, like, why would you create that kind of restriction? Now, it has become clear, at least in a Tawna video, which I don't know if is official, that it'll be City, Cosmic, and Global still, but then there'll be a few nodes that don't allow you to use legendaries. I'm okay with that, but, you know, that also blows up, say, hey, can't use Ebony Maw, so will he go to 15? Can't use Black Bolt, will he go to 15? I mean, you could use Minerva, you can use Thanos, but you can't feed more energy with Star-Lord. He's not going to go to 15. I was thinking about taking Doc Ock up, which, by the way, he's kind of ridiculous as a healer in war defense. Like, anyway, some recent trauma in war. So I was thinking about taking him up. He's not going to gear tier 15. It's really strange. And I'm wondering if the nodes will be only allowing legendaries, or there's just some that where legendaries are not allowed. So then I would say, hey, I just need to build non-legendaries to 15 and go. Now, there is a new character that was discussed. Like, there is chitty-chatting here. I'm not going to share the words because, you know, they're talking there. Some folks are getting really excited about this Gwen Stacy comic behind his head. You know, it would make a lot more sense if there was actually a Ghost Spider one there, because Gwen Stacy was just straight killed in Spider-Man. But Ghost Spider is an entirely different character from a different universe. Great if she comes. I mean, I would love to have her in my roster. It's one of my kids' favorite. I have 2 daughters, and one of their favorite because they like Batgirl first, and then basically Marvel's version of Batgirl with her dad having the exact same job is Ghost Spider. So the writing's pretty fun right now. There's an evil version of the Fantastic Four that's over there. In fact, Johnny and Sue Storm in that universe kill Doctor Doom. So, like, I still haven't quite processed that. I loved my comics, but yeah, they talk about a lot of stuff here. But in Dark Dimension 4, that's all they mentioned was, hey, there'll be some that you can't use legendaries. Well, great. There's a lot of legendaries that I had planned, so I guess you could do Thor, Loki, Hela, Thanos, and Minerva for Cosmic. But the truth is, we don't know what we should do yet, so I would definitely not recommend people do anything other than whenever they actually release it, and whenever those items start popping up in stores, they're going to be really expensive, so save gold for that. And we'll have to start getting characters to level 80. But I'm interested to see what they're doing with Pimtech. The only thing that they've released so far about it is Yellow Jacket. He has one ability that does a health steal for one character, which is not nearly as good as Ebony Maw or Minerva or Phoenix, who would take a health steal from all the characters on the board. Yellow Jacket takes a health steal from one character for 30%. And he has some other abilities that kick off once he kills someone. Well, by the way, you know, you don't spend a lot of time in Dark Dimension killing a lot of characters. That's what happens in a raid, or in, you know, a challenge, or in a campaign node. In Dark Dimension, you spend a bunch of days trying to kill a character. You don't kill a lot of characters in one day. So I am not exactly excited about what was released yesterday. I do want to work the team. I am very excited about a Pimtech team. I've wanted to work Ant-Man and Wasp since they came out, and I was disappointed by them. But Gear Tier 15, I'm not sure. If they're going to be global characters, it's hard to think that we wouldn't use non-legendary characters like Emma or Beast or Cyclops or some of the other mutant characters to save, say, tech materials for a character like Minerva. But we'll see. There's a lot that we don't know about Ghost and Stature and what they may do to rework Ant-Man and Wasp. But I'll tell you what, just a little bit of offense up on the team that Yellow Jacket can do, and single target health steal instead of all the targets on the board is not nearly the type of health steal that the other characters have. So I'm just going to say, be cautious. Don't get overhyped on that yet. Be hyped about symbiotes. They're amazing. But Pimtech, hold your breath a little bit. Like we held our breath for She-Hulk, and rightly so. I'm glad most people didn't buy into that. But yeah, anyway, that's the rest of what they had to say at Strike Time. And that's all I really wanted to go over today. I do thank you for your time. I hope this was helpful. I hope you take care. Go outside. It's getting a little too chilly to plant things unless you want to do something in the winter. I'm going to put some seeds out for some spring flowers soon. And stay safe. And I will be doing a video just a little bit later today, kind of about the status of this account and and me as a content creator, I have fun with it, but I don't have a ton of time. So I would like to explain that to those of you who do seem to be very invested in what I have going on and what more I could do. But anyway, as I already said, take care. So take care.